In less than a year since its release, Wuthering Waves has skyrocketed to the top of the gacha gaming scene. This open world action RPG by Kuro Game is making a waves, hehe, pun intended by the way, as arguably the best gacha game out there right now. And it is here for a reason. The game pulled in over 250 million in its first 9 months, and people have praised it as one of the most polished and rewarding games in the genre. And obviously many people believe it has dethroned Genshin Impact, but you know, Genshin Impact still has so many player base. Its revenue of course is more than Wuthering Waves, but I think Wuthering Waves is definitely a better game in the gameplay department. And to my knowledge, as about in 2025, many Genshin Impact players have moved to Wuthering Waves because Wuthering Waves is just phenomenal. The combat itself is where it's at. It is rewarding, it is challenging, and the combat is free to play friendly. What I mean by this is that you can clear any challenges if you are skilled enough. You don't need the latest 5-star stacks, characters, heroes, and whatever it is, right? And many people have completed every challenges in this game with just free to play units. And if you don't know already, the voice actor of Rover completed every challenges in the game with just Rover, making a name for himself, a real-life rover. That is how amazing this game is. And if you're still asking me what is so goddamn special, what is so goddamn amazing about this game, let's get into it. The cinematics, visuals, and presentation. From the moment you fire up Wuthering Waves, it treats you to an eye-popping cinematic experience. The opening cutscene is absolutely gorgeous, so good you would think it blew the whole budget, man. Yet the visual quality never drops afterwards, and it keeps on getting better and better the more you progress through the story. The graphics and presentation are truly AAA level, rivaling what you would expect from a big budget console RPG. Every story cutscene is fully animated with care, characters have real facial expressions and lip sync, and the camera work makes scenes feel dynamic. In fact, players have noted that Wuthering Waves has better cutscenes, lip sync, obviously better graphics than most of its competitors. The world itself is richly detailed, from bustling cityscapes to the eerie post-apocalyptic wilds, and it's all brought to life with stunning art direction and a stellar musical score that keeps you immersed. When I first saw this game when it was released, I thought to myself, man, this game is beautiful as it is. And now they have added RTX and environmental physics, man. Holy shit, this game is looking super good. Imagine playing this game in 4K RTX full ultra max settings. So good, so good. The story of Wuthering Waves might not win awards for originality. You know, you awaken as an amnesiac rover in a shattered world, and surprise surprise, you are the chosen one destined to fight back evil. But damn, the execution of that story is so goddamn well designed. The game delivers its narrative with a darker, more mature than most gacha games. Unlike Genshin's, you know, Genshin is fairly lighthearted and, you know, more vibrant and whatever it is, right? Wuthering Waves storyline doesn't shy away from tragedy, edginess, and just a darker theme. Many people feel that Genshin's story can be a bit childish or very childish. Wuthering Waves is, you know, considerably more mature and more adult in its storytelling, with a much better execution of its lore, and it just sits right with Wuthering Waves, man, because they don't need to think about the children, okay? They just need to think about what they want to do with the story, where they want to go further, where they want to go back, you know? It doesn't have any limit because this game doesn't cater towards children. It's all 13 and above, man. So yes, this game is definitely more free, I would say, than Genshin Impact. That's why I think it is... How do I say this? I think it is more relatable. Well, in a lack of a better word, this game, the story is just more awesome. Now, this is where the main event is. The gameplay. The gameplay is what will truly blow you away. Wuthering Waves combat is hands down some of the best in the genre, period. It builds on the action combat formula with depth and intensity that other gacha ARPGs just don't match. Each character you obtain isn't just a pretty face with one-note skills. They come with unique attack combos, a special skill, and an ultimate, giving you a full moveset to master. Combat is real-time and very fluid, very smooth. You can dodge and parry enemy attacks with tight timing. And if you nail the timing, you are rewarded in a big way. Enemies will telegraph big attacks with a white circle, and if you react with a well-timed counter, you can break their armor and unleash a devastating counter. Pulling off a perfect dodge or parry feels so satisfying as hell in this game. It's the kind of high-skill gameplay that gets your adrenaline pumping. On top of that, Wuthering Waves lets you swap between characters on the fly, and it encourages clever team combos. You bring a team of 3 into battle, and switching characters isn't just for a show. Doing a swap triggers unique intro or outro skills that can buff your team or extend combos. This means team synergy matters a lot. You are rewarded for timing your character switches to chain abilities together and maximize damage. The combat system even features an echo mechanic where defeated enemies drop echoes of themselves, essentially capturing the enemy's powers like Pokemon, and which you can equip to gain new skills or buff. Want to summon a monster special attack or get a handy healing skill? Just equip the right echo. This adds an extra layer of strategy and customization to your build, making battles fast-paced but also unexpectedly strategic. All of these combines to make every fight in Wuthering Waves exciting and skill-intensive. It's not a mindless button masher, I mean you can if you don't know what you are doing, but you are constantly dodging, countering, swapping, and unleashing big combos. Some have even described the combat as anime meets Souls-like because of the parry and the dodge. But it's kinda not, okay? It's just an action RPG. It's like Devil May Cry, alright? It is a good action RPG. Well, because Wuthering Waves combat includes a parry system similar to games like Sekiro, and the precision and timing required have given it a reputation for being pretty damn challenging in the best way possible. You can really feel the difference coming from a more casual ARPGs like Genshin Impact, Zenless Zone Zero, and I don't want to say PGR, but PGR itself is very challenging, but I don't know, the combat in this game feels a bit more fluid. It is different though, it is different. But I'm catered towards this game more than PGR. I still like PGR. PGR is a good, definitely, hands down, the best action gacha game in the market right now. And it is making millions, same as Wuthering Waves. But once you experience the sheer depth and responsiveness of WuWa's fighting system and combat system, it is hard to go back to the competitors like Genshin Impact or even Zenless Zone Zero, man. I tried playing Zenless Zone Zero every day, but it just doesn't stick with me. Zenless Zone Zero is a very good game. It is a very good action RPG, but Wuthering Waves, man. Okay, when I play Zenless Zone Zero, I always keep on thinking going back to Wuthering Waves because of how smooth the gameplay is in WuWa more than in Zenless Zone Zero. I guess nothing compares to Wuthering Waves, honestly. Being this an open world game, this game should have the open world exploration and of course freedom. Thankfully, Wuthering Waves world is not just an empty space, okay? It is designed with a level of verticality and freedom that makes exploration genuinely exciting. Traversing this world feels fantastic because the developers gave us so many damn tools to play with. You are not limited to running and climbing. Wuthering Waves introduces free form of traversal mechanics like wall running, gliding, and even grappling hook, man. In Wuthering Waves, you can just sprint up and wall run that shit. And if you are a bit out of stamina, you can just use your grapple. I mean, this game still has a stamina system, for balancing reason, but beyond that, getting around the world is goddamn enjoyable. The wall running is where it's at, man. When I first saw this game, I just immediately, I want to play this game. I want to feel the movement in this game. And soon into the game, you will unlock a glider, as well as a grappling hook. And not to mention, when you are already deep in the story, the glider, not the glider, you can just fly away. So you will traverse very fast in this game, but note that the wings or the gliders or the flying, you cannot just use it anywhere. so you gotta be in the map, which doesn't prevent you on doing so. Man, when you are using the gliders or the wings, whatever it is, when you see the scenery in this game, holy shit, it is stunning. The scenery is a perfect mix between anime-inspired aesthetics and realistic detail. Each region feels alive and lovingly crafted, from lush forests and ruins to high-tech cities. You will encounter roaming NPCs here and there, which makes the world more alive. There's also day and night cycles, weather effects, ambient creatures. It's all there, making the environment feel so immersive in this game. Honestly, I never got bored wandering around because the world constantly rewards your curiosity. Whether it's with cool environmental puzzles, a mini boss fight, or just a gorgeous vista to soak in. This game is just gorgeous. And unlike some games that punish exploration with some pesky limitations, Wuthering Waves is more generous. For example, sprinting around doesn't even consume stamina in this game, meaning you can run freely. But climbing and other actions do use stamina, but the devs balance it so it's far less annoying than usual. The traversal alone in this game is definitely a win for me. Well, it's kinda impossible to talk about Wuthering Waves without comparing this game to Genshin Impact, and maybe some other similar titles. Look, I'm not gonna say that Genshin Impact is worse and Wuthering Waves is better. I'm just gonna compare it between those two, and I know that each of this game has their own ups and downs, so I'm just gonna break down a few key comparisons and that's it. So for the combat, as we have covered, Wuthering Waves combat is far more skill based and action heavy than most gacha action RPGs, while Genshin's combat is fun. It revolves around simpler combos and elemental reactions, and it feels a bit more tame in comparison to Wuthering Waves. Wuthering Waves demands quicker reflexes because, you know, you have parrying and countering and dodging, and it is not that punishable if you messed up one of those things. And yet, you are rewarded a lot if you actually can do one of those things, so it's pretty cool. Now for cinematics and story, Genshin Impact has a charming story and some cute characters. Yes, I still like Genshin Impact characters, especially the one with the pixel retro style. I forgot the name, he's green, okay, because I don't play Genshin Impact anymore, so I don't know the name, but I still like his concept. And the story in Genshin is obviously, you know, aimed towards a younger audience, while Wuthering Waves goes for a more cinematic, story-driven approach. We are talking fully animated cutscenes with dramatic camera angles, intense fight choreography, and story moments. Just take a look at this, man. It is cool as hell. It's basically anime on drugs. The production value in Wuthering Waves is, oh my god, it is, I think it's just more to a console game than a mobile game or a gacha game. Like when you first see this, you will definitely thought that this game is a console game, not a mobile or gacha game, alright? And the narrative in Wuthering Waves also isn't afraid to get grim and emotional, which appeals to an older audience. Genshin's story, by contrast, can feel Saturday cartoonish and suffers from filler dialogue. So if you want a gacha game that feels like a blockbuster RPG, I think Wuthering Waves delivers that cinematic clash, you know? Well, to Genshin's credit, it has years of lore build up, but many feel MiHoYo, or Hoyoverse nowadays, never fully capitalizes on its darker lore. Whereas Kuro Games dives right into the deep end, and yes, people are loving the story out of this game. Well, for exploration and world design, both games offer beautiful open worlds, but Wuthering Waves gives more player mobility and quality of life when exploring. Genshin Impact's quality of life is always stuck behind gacha. It's just nonsense, man. It's fucking nonsense. In Wuthering Waves, you can grapple, you can wall run, you can traverse with wings. Whatever it is you want to do, you can do it. For characters and gacha, you know, Genshin has launched with a sizable roster and has grown it massively, while Wuthering Waves is quite newer, so naturally it has fewer characters at the moment, but man, the characters in this game is just full of style, man. Carlotta, whew, best waifu, guaranteed, period. Phrolova, I mean, she's pretty good, but I just don't like her as much as Carlotta. And of course, Shangli Yao is my favorite because, I don't know, man, I just like male characters more in most gacha games or in any games, you know. I don't know, man. I just feel like I want to be more powerful as a man, you know? You feel that, bro? You feel that? I mean, the waifus are cool, but I don't know, man. Male characters, they're always cooler. They're always full of emo edginess because I like anime. And when you play anime, you want to feel the power. Get it? Alright, let's talk about the elephant in the room for any gacha game. The monetization. We all know the usual bullshit. Flashy characters locked behind pull rates, paywalls, and FOMO events designed to milk whales and etc. So is Wuthering Waves just another pretty face trying to drain your wallet? Hell no! In fact, Wuthering Waves has one of the most player-friendly gacha systems I've seen in a long time. The developers at Kurogame actually seem to want you to play and to enjoy the game without paying. But in the latest update, recent updates, you know, in the latest recent updates-ish, they've made a questionable decision for the monetization. So yeah, we don't know for sure if Kurogame is still going to be very generous to us or not. But for starters, the game sets you up with a badass team of 3 characters right off the bat. Your MC, the rover, is a very powerful DPS unit you can rely on for the whole game. I'm not even joking. If you don't have a DPS, rover is probably the second best DPS you can get. And by the time you finish the tutorial and log in for a few days, the game will have handed you a solid healer and a strong sub DPS as free rewards. Not to mention you will get a free 5-star character selector early on, letting you choose one of the top tier characters to add to your squad. It is insane. Many gacha games make you re-roll for a good 5-star, but in WoWa, even if you don't get your 5-star heroes, okay, this game isn't designed to force constant power creep or make you feel weak if you don't spend. In fact, you can take that free beginner team and clear all the content in the game if you play well. As most people say, you don't have to pull, you can take this free party and throw it at every challenge with pretty good odds of winning. I have personally never felt a hard wall where I must get the character that I want or even pay for the character that I want just to clear some challenges in the game. No. In this game, you advance by getting better at the game, not by buying power. So I think that is a very good game design. This is not to say Wuthering Waves doesn't have monetization. It is still a free-to-play game, so yes, there are premium character banners, a battle pass, cosmetic outfits to buy, etc, etc. And, you know, whales will whale. That is inevitable. But the key is the monetization never slaps you in the face or gates the very fun stuff in this game or even the challenging stuff in this game. This game is very accessible and not predatory at all. The devs also frequently drop redeem codes for free currency and hold up some events. Well, in my opinion, they genuinely seem to care about keeping the community happy rather than, you know, a short-term goal. Well, after all, a happy player is more likely to stick around and maybe spend later on. In short, Wuthering Waves manages to achieve a near miracle. It's a gacha game that respects your time and wallet. You can literally get one of the best characters for free. Of course, big spenders can still go crazy collecting every character they want, whatever it is. But as an average free-to-play player, you will not feel left out. This fair approach to monetization means the focus stays on enjoying the gameplay, story, and world. After suffering through some very greedy gachas over the years, I find Wuthering Waves' monetization model is a breath of fresh air, and yeah, even my wallet agrees. Well, that's pretty much it. In conclusion, when you put it all together, it's clear why Wuthering Waves is dominating the gacha scene right now. This game fires on all cylinders, ticking all the right boxes for a AAA quality gacha game. It somehow manages to one-up the reigning champs like Genshin in several areas, all while maintaining a fair and enjoyable monetization system that doesn't screw the players. The result is a game that feels less like a typical mobile gacha game and more like a full-fledged console or PC title that just happens to be free to play. Wuthering Waves has truly set a new standard for what an action gacha game can be and should be. It's the kind of game that spoils you after experiencing its combat and freedom. It is definitely hard to go back to others, man. Like I said, when I played Zenless Zone Zero, I just keep on thinking that I want to go back to Wuthering Waves because of how fun the combat is and just how smooth everything goes together, you know, like the parrying, the dodging, whatever it is. It's just fantastic. Well, that sums up for Wuthering Waves. It is fun as hell, it looks beautiful, and it will not demand your life savings to enjoy the game. And the quality of life in this game is very, very good for a gacha game. So what more could we ask for? So if you haven't tried Wuthering Waves yet, I think this is your time, right? This is one of the best gacha games out there right now, and I promise you, after playing this game for a couple of hours and feel the silky smooth combat, you will understand why this game has so many of us utterly obsessed with the combat. Whether you are a gacha gamer or someone who's been, you know, wary of the genre, Wuthering Waves will blow your expectations of what a gacha game is, like the pay to win, paywall, progression block, whatever it is. Wuthering Waves is just a good game. Wuthering Waves is not just the #1 gacha game right now. It is an absolute must play for any action RPG fan. So play this game, enjoy it, and if you don't enjoy it, then just go and uninstall it, and you will not lose anything because this is a free to play game.